Look at those rolls. Aren't they perfect? 1 hour is all you need to make these delicious 1 hour dinner rolls. We want to get out of our comfort zone a little bit and elevate our dinner and learn something new. So if you've never made dinner rolls or homemade biscuits or homemade breads, we are going to be doing that, and we're going to do one every week. So the first thing we're going to do today is we're going to start with a simple dinner roll. That's it, a simple dinner roll. Okay, we need 1 cup of water, and I have 1 cup of water right here, and I have a 1/2 cup of milk. Okay, and we're going to put this in the microwave. We want it to be about 100 to 110 degrees. We don't want it to be over that because our yeast will not rise. We want our yeast to have a good environment to bloom. And blooming is what you call when the yeast is, I don't know, when the yeast is foaming, you know, where it's becoming where we can use it. Okay, now we're going to need 1 tablespoon of active dry yeast. 1 tablespoon. We're going to pop it right in there. Okay, now we're going to add 2 tablespoons of honey to this, because any kind of sugar or sweetener helps that yeast, helps the yeast bloom. And it's going to start forming a foam. Okay, and now it's going to start, it's going to be like a little foam on top. It's going to see little bubbles and stuff up on top. Okay, so we're going to set that to the side for about 5 minutes and let it get good and activated. Now we need 3½ cups of all-purpose flour. 3½ cups. And this is my 2-cup measure, and a lot of you will be asking about this. You can go to my Amazon store and you can purchase this. They're not very expensive, and I've had this for years. So there's 2. Now I'm going to do the 1. And a 1/2. Okay. Now I'm going to get about a 1/2 cup to 3/4 of a cup of flour for when we roll this dough out, or when we need some. If we need some. We may not, but I always keep it on hand just in case I do. It's better to be safe than sorry. Now we need 1 teaspoon of kosher sea salt. And salt does amazing things to your bread. It really brings out the flavor. Okay, now we need 2 tablespoons of melted butter. I'm going to go ahead and heat that. You could have heated it with the other mixture, but it's just a habit, I guess. I just do it in its own little, it's just a habit. You can do it with the other mixtures, but I always do it right by itself. 2 tablespoons. I find it's just better that I heat my butter separately, just in case it doesn't want to melt, because sometimes things don't want to melt and it might make my yeast mixture too hot. Okay, we're going to go ahead and add this right into our flour mixture. This is what our yeast looks like. It's good and foamy, and it has truly activated. Okay, our yeast is activated, and we're just going to pour it right in our flour mixture. I usually always use this dough whisk, but I bought this one, so I want to see if it works. We're going to just see if it works. It's hard for me. I have my mixer here. It's just so hard for me to use a hand mixer because I love making bread. I love it to be hands-on. This is an awesome dough whisk. I don't know which one I like the best. I think I like this one the best. But this one does really good. Maybe it's a tie. Maybe it's a tie. Okay, I think I'm just going to do this dough out on the tray because I think that you guys need to learn the feel of dough. It really makes a difference when you learn the feel of dough. Now you can do it in your machine if you would like, but I think I'm going to do it right here on my board. And this is kind of a wet dough at first. That's why we're going to knead it. That's why sometimes I like to have a little extra flour out. Sometimes I don't need it, and sometimes I do. And this is also a dough scraper. I love these. You can get these at the Dollar Tree. They're $1.50 or at Walmart. If Dollar Tree does not have them, you can get them at Walmart. Okay, this dough is looking really, really good. I'm going to scrape some of the flour away, just enough to keep my board coated. And so it looks like I've used about another half a cup in here to knead this, to knead these dinner rolls. Today is a very kind of damp, rainy day here in North Carolina. So baking is never a good idea on a rainy day, but it's when I want to bake, when it's rainy. So rainy days do have something to do with baking. I don't know the science of it. I'm just a Southern cook. I'm not a meteorologist or weatherman, whatever. So, all right, so you'll see that the dough can be moved and moved and moved. And a lot of people say you don't want to overbeat the dough. We're not overbeating the dough. We're kneading it. We have to knead it a little while. Okay, I'm just going to take the bowl that it was in, and I'm going to pop it right in. I have a dough cover that I'm putting right over the bread, and we're going to stick it in the microwave for about 30 minutes. It should be doubled in size, and this is what it looks like right now, and we're going to let it double in size. Ooh, look at that. It has risen. Okay, we're going to preheat our oven to 400 degrees. I forgot it. Okay, we've got our oven preheated to 400 degrees. We're getting there. We're just going to take out our dough, and you'll hear little pops in your dough. Oh, it's just so perfect. You'll hear little pops. That is the air bubbles going out. We want to be kind of gentle with our dough. We don't want to overwork it now that it has risen. Okay, we should make about between 14 and 15 pieces of dough. I'm just going to cut it in the middle. Then I'm going to have this. And we're going to half that. Just keep halving. I might need a little bit of flour on my hands, and we're going to roll these. And some people just kind of, you just kind of roll it with your hand like this. Just for about a minute or so. Okay, then we're going to put it right in our pan. And we're just going to, I like a little flour on mine. You want to kind of press it down a little, but not much. You want to be gentle. The more you do this, the more money you'll save, and the better you will get at it. Keep going around. If it does start to stick and it won't come off your hand, you might need just a touch of flour, not much. Okay, we are on our last one. I did have 15. We're gonna let these set for about 15 minutes, and then we're gonna pop them in our oven at 400 degrees. They have risen a little bit, not too much, but we are ready to put these in our 400 degree oven for 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, we're going to be back in a few minutes, and we're going to be eating hot buttered rolls. Wow, look at this. We're going to go ahead and make a butter topping to go on our rolls because they are almost ready to come out. We've put in 2 tablespoons of butter and 1 tablespoon of honey, if I can get it out. And we're going to heat it up, and we're going to brush it on those dinner rolls. Okay, let's check on them rolls. I believe they are ready. Look at those rolls. Aren't they perfect? They are beautiful. Now we're going to go ahead and we are going to put on some butter and honey on top of these rolls. Okay, we're just going to start putting on the little bit of butter and a little bit of honey. Just kind of brush it on. And you didn't have to glaze them with butter. They would be just as good, butter and honey. But we're making something spectacular. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at the inside. It's perfectly done. There is no raw dough here. Perfectly done. Now, look at that. Perfect. We're going to try it. Oh my gosh. You can do this. You can. Roll number 2. That's the problem with these. The real problem with these is you can't quit eating them. I'm not kidding. You guys, I want to say thank you so much for watching, for commenting, for encouraging me, for giving me so many wonderful tips. I just want to say thank you. And when I leave out an ingredient in any recipe, you guys let me know. I don't take that as wrong. I take that as helping me. I wrote out that cake recipe. I typed it out in the car as I had to go to a work conference, and my friend, there was 4 of us. We all had to go to this conference, and they drove and I sat in the back seat and edited, and I had to remember everything in the recipe, even though I had it edited. I had it right there with me. I forgot half the stuff. So I just want to say thank you for reminding me of all that. I also want to say, get out some flour and make you these rolls. Now is the time. It's been raining here in North Carolina. Get in your kitchen. Enjoy your life. Do something special. Even if you have to sit down to do it. Get you out some flour. Have your grandkids run around and get all the ingredients out of the house. But make these rolls. Become the hit of the party. I'm saying that these are amazing. You guys go. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Oh, and you are the best audience on YouTube.